This week, the Motorhead gang gets wrapped up with a retro look on a modern Ferrari, rejuvenates a Jeep electric system, and learns about a product that is a must against rust. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. And you know, if you see the prancing horse and something special is about to happen. This is a 2016 Ferrari 488 GTB, and it is spectacular. And if you have a sports car like this, you want to protect your investment, and it already looks cool, but you can even make it look cooler thanks to the folks at 3M. And now, Todd, let's talk about protection first of all. You've done some special treatment to the windows here. Tell me what you got going on.
Absolutely, Dave. First thing that we've done is we took our 3M, it's actually a 70% visible light transmission film. It's a multi-layer optical film, but what it does is it actually performs by blocking out a majority of your heat. So in the old days, a lot of people thought that you had to go darker to have higher performance. That's not the case. We can have a very light film, non-obtrusive, and still get all the performance, UV block, UVA, UVB, and still, also comes in different shades if you do want to go darker for aesthetics or, security.
And like you said, that's the myth. I think I always wanted the coolness of the temperature coolness of a tinted window, but I didn't like the look of it, and I don't have to have that dark look.
That, and you're protecting the interior from those UV rays, as well as yourself.
Love it. Now let's talk about looks. And this, again, this Ferrari looks great on its own, but we added the racing stripes, a late 80s racing livery, and it looks fantastic. Tell me about what you guys have developed to make that happen, because in the old days, that's a paint job, and that's a lot of commitment when it comes to putting stripes on your car.
Yeah, so when we talk about, the vinyl wraps and stuff, we're talking about restyling. We're also talking about customization. A paint job to do something like this, A, it's more permanent, B, it's just going to be a lot more expensive. For people who want to personalize it, 3M has over 100 different colors as well as texture variations, being brushed metals, carbon fiber, to basically style your ride how you want it to. So if you always wanted those rally stripes and you wanted it in a deep purple, we've got it.
And what's the process like to put those on? Do you have to wrap the entire car?
Nope. You can do body panels, so some people may just want a carbon fiber look on their hood. You can do that. It's through certified installers that the process actually happens on any of these products, whether it's window film or the vinyl vehicle wrap or paint protection film.
So how durable is it when you put those stripes on? How long is that going to last me?
So it's going to depend. It's going to depend on if you're garaging your vehicle. It's going to depend on how you actually care for it. Are you, treating it kind of like paint and waxing it and keeping it clean? It's also going to vary a little bit as far as climate. With the new 3M 2080 product that comes out, the durability has actually increased and in some cases doubled from the previous material that it's taking place for.
How durable is it?
So it's, again, what I would say, on something like this, you could probably, if you care for it, you can expect to probably get 5-6 years out of it. But again, it's one of those things that it can be replaced from time to time, and it's meant to be replaced. Very
cool. And let's talk about protection one more time. On the front, it looks like the factory paint job, but you guys have a little secret.
So yeah, this is our 3M Scotchgard Paint Protection Film Pro Series. We've done the full front end from the full front fender and the windshield forward. And really this material, 3M invented paint protection film. Same way with window film. They're both products that have about a 50-year standing at 3M and have some unique patents on those. The paint protection film is very unique. This is our gloss. It also comes in a matte version. Okay, so you can actually make it matte, or a lot of the new matte paint jobs, if you still want to protect it but not gloss it out, we have that capability. Okay, 10-year warranty, actual self-healing attributes, so micro abrasions or scratches will actually self-heal just with the heat sitting outside in the sun or engine. And yeah, it's a phenomenal product. A lot of people, it's been known as kind of one of the best products that most people have never seen, because when it's done properly, You don't even know that it's there.
And they wouldn't even know. That's perfect. Now, let's see how it's applied here. We'll run back through it. Show me how it's done on the headlight.
So this is just, again, we'll just run through, but it is basically 8mm polyurethane, and I'm just gonna, as a quick demo, we're just gonna finish off this headlight. I've got kind of 2 installation solutions, and again, we recommend that this is all installed by a professional installer, but kind of walk you through and show you the process. This is a pre-cut pattern. 3M and our 3M dealers actually have access to the 3M Pattern Solution Center software that we can pull up vehicle specifics, such as this 488 GTB, and cut any of those pieces, including the full entire car. So when we talk about coverage, yes, most people think about the actual paint protection film going on the front of a vehicle where you're more susceptible to rock chips, but it can be done on the whole entire vehicle.
Well, you can protect and restyle your vehicle with help from the folks at 3M. Go check out the website to look for a certified installer near you. We will have more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat coming up right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by No Limit Engineering. We build them, we test them, and we drive them. Unisteer Performance Products, steering systems and components. NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system. Rhino Hitch, the most versatile adjustable hitch on the market. And by Top Coat, advanced coating solutions through innovation and technology.
This is Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. My partner John Gardner is pretty useful around the shop, but occasionally we like to let him out of here and take a little field trip.
Well, we're back in New Hampshire at NHOU Protective Coatings, and I have to tell you, I've been here for a couple episodes, and the facilities are impressive, but even more impressive is the product. Joe, tell us about some of the products.
So, we're in the business of empowering people to be able to be proactive and extend the life of their vehicle. Okay, so we do that by either offering a service or a product. We started off with oil. That's our signature product, and that is the most forgiving way to treat pre-existing rust. If you have rust on your vehicle now, oil, unlike conventional undercoating, is actually going to penetrate down through that rust to the good metal, displace moisture, remove oxygen. Take either of those out of the equation, you don't have oxidation. So it is a very effective way to slow things down.
You also have it for a new car as well?
Yes, we also have a wax oil, which goes on a completely brand new rust-free surface. We give you a one-time standalone black product that looks like conventional undercoating on your undercarriage, oil the body cavities. But everything is maintenance. So you're going to come back every 2 years for that. We're going to inspect it. We're going to check the body cavities. You're going to come back annually for your undercoatings. And actually, we are confident enough to say that a brand new vehicle wax oil comes with a nationwide warranty, lifetime warranty. That's against the wax barrier. We're not going to promise you that you're not going to have corrosion. But if you maintain that wax barrier, you'll have minimal corrosion.
No, it's only as good as its application, and I'll tell you, I've been with you for a while. You're not going to throw this, here you go, here's your stuff, put it on. It doesn't work that way. You're going to stand behind this product, and that all revolves around these dealers, this network of dealers.
I cannot emphasize enough how important, how critical it is for you to have a good product and the proper application. Part of the proper application is going to be the equipment. All our guys come in here, we don't have $10, $20 Chinese guns. We have mostly Canadian, American, Italian made equipment that is professional equipment designed for the application and engineered just like the product for the application. They're trained by us how to hit all the spots. In fact, what we do is we have a group, a private online group where we're able to communicate. So if we try something that works, we can share it with the group. If we try something that doesn't, in reverse, we can tell them avoid that. We also have guys that specialize, let's say, in Jeeps, and they say, hey, if you bring a Jeep into your shop and it's this year, here's a critical area you need to get, and here's how you access it. So there's an awful lot that goes into training, including we give them webinars, we do online training for annual reinforcement of the training. We also hold public workshops. We have a vested interest in anybody using the product to apply it properly. But again, separating the Joe Weekend Warrior who buys any product off the shelf, our guys have invested a lot of time. Some of them come in multiple times to train and retrain. Go to a factory trained applicator.
Absolutely, and we actually have one here, which is using an innovative idea, opening up his own business, living the American dream. Let's check him out. Todd with Mass Mobile Undercoating. How did you get involved with NHOU?
Well, I used the product personally for a number of years. Did some research online. Decided to fill a niche for a mobile unit, something that can come on site to the customer's location, whether it be a shop, a yard for landscapers, excavators, and I also do municipalities.
Tell me about the whole system when you get there, man. I mean, this is innovative.
Yeah, so I pull up on site, wherever it may be. I need about 50 feet to park as a workspace. Vehicle goes up, set it up on the ramp, secure the vehicle, fire up the compressor. Again, fully self-contained, don't need to plug into anything, any of their equipment. Get the compressor going, and then I start my prep. Prep work includes going through the vehicle with compressed air, get rid of some dirt, debris, any of the old coatings, and just make it clean. Then we move on to the coating. I got a full commercial setup. Just like you'd have in any station, any shop, I'm using the same equipment. So we just go ahead and start spraying. Same process as the shops, same product, inner cavities, all the pinch welds, the seams, etc. Rockers, cab corners, doors, all those factory cavities.
Tell me how effective the training is for what you're doing.
The training's been great. I've been up here a few times, learning about the product, applying it myself. Joe and his staff have been easy to reach, answer any questions I've had. They've been great, very supportive.
Well, what's your website?
It's mobileundercoating.com.
Well, what an entrepreneur. We saw the American dream is alive and well here at NHOU. If you want to know more, check them out on the website. Now, through some TV magic, I'm going to go back to the studio, but you don't go too far away because we'll be back with more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park. Time now for Top Coat's tips and techniques.
Boaters all know that one of the issues that we always run into is basically your water line. You get a lot of scum that builds up, whether it's the boat that's permanently in the water and or trailable boats like this one. The cool part with Top Coat F11 is it prevents all of that. And not only that, but it makes it for an easy release surface so that everything wipes right off when you do pull that boat out of the water. So as an example, look at this. Now it's not real bad, this is a trailable boat, but you can literally see where that water line is. So I'm going to take the F11, I'm just going to literally spray it. I'm going to just start buffing it off. It's going to take care of that. It's going to fill in that gel coat, and it's going to bring that original look of that beautiful black back to life. But most importantly, the next time this boat goes in the water and you run with it all day long and you pull it out, all that's going to wipe right off. It's going to be a breeze. But what's really cool, talking about the boats, we're talking about the gel coat, but this goes for everything. I mean, we're talking wakeboards, jet skis, the whole 9 yards. This is a really impressive product for UV stability, keeping it clean, making sure that everything wipes right off real easy, and speed. If you want to go faster, Top Coat F11 is definitely going to improve the speed of all this stuff. And more importantly, watch how fast this is. You spray it on, and you just start buffing it in. And because we have that really easy release coating characteristic, that real slick surface, it is so much fun when you put it in the water. Just don't do the side you're standing on. It's very slick, obviously. But you want to go faster, definitely do the bottom of that piece. If you want to learn more about Top Coat F11 and what it can do in the marine market, whether it's boats, jet skis, toys, you name it, wakeboards, you can always visit us at topcoat.tv.
Well, there's been a lot of talk and confusion when it comes to oils today. If you're like me, hey, 5W30, the motor starts to get old. Hey, let's put some 1040 or some 50 weight in there. Well, that's not the case today. This truck right here is displacement on demand, variable valve timing, and it's also direct injecting. All that stuff needs oil pressure to work. So What do? Well, you look in the manufacturer's service manual first and foremost. You can see this truck right here. I pulled the oil cap off and it's 0W20. That's right, I said 0W20. It needs that oil to get to all those passages to make those components work. A couple things when you're looking on your oil, right here is the API rating, that little donut. You can go to that graphic right there. It says the weight of the oil, what it is, and more importantly, it has a service category of SM. And you can go to this last graphic here. That's pretty cool because back in 1930, we started out with that SA. We progressed to the 51 to SC, and you can see today's is SN or SN plus. You want to look at that when you're buying your oil because your manufacturer specifies that as well. So make sure you're putting the right oil in your vehicle so all of your new technology will work properly and it's going to last a long time as well. Check out the API rating and get the right oil.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Roberts Auto Electronics, experts in vehicle customization. Wild Horses 4x4, isn't it time you answered the call of the wild? Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Hot Rod Innovations, where there's a fix but no cure for hot rod fever. And by Jasper Engines and Transmissions, 100% associate owned.
Welcome back to the show. You are locked in to Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. And chances are, since you're watching our show, you love off-roading. You might love Jeeps like the one behind me, or you have a UTV or a great looking truck. You want to accessorize it, you want to customize it. And Mike with Mike's Off-Road is going to show us what he's got to add some accessories to your vehicle.
Well, I've got an 8-gang solid state switch control box that you can add lights to, air horns, anything auxiliary that you got relays running everywhere. Well, this simplifies it. All the relays are built into this box. You just put your accessories straight into the box, and so you don't have to make so many pass-throughs through the firewall. Make one pass-through through the firewall, through the controller, and everything else goes straight up underneath the hood, and it makes everything simplified.
That's super simple. You can add accessories if you're heavy into off-roading, compressed air and that sort of thing. If you're just going to have some fun, you can put your refrigerator on there and do whatever you want to.
You sure can. Yes, sir. It works fine.
All customizable to your needs. There's a cool feature you have on here. It's a memory feature. Show me how that works.
Well, you got individual buttons here, and to operate everything. And, you know, you can turn everything off with one push back on, but it'll memorize where you're at. So, you know, if you've got your favorite lights on and you got to switch it on and off really quick or just for a moment, you can hit that button, shuts everything down, everything's clear or whatever. You don't have to remember which button you had on. You just hit that button again, it memorizes what was the last click. And then you can just individually turn what you want on. And it has 5 amp, 10 amp, 20 amp and 30 amp capability.
And some of the most common accessories off-roaders like to use, of course, lighting. And you've got some great looking lights from Zombie Lighting, and you and John are going to show us how to install them.
Yes, we are.
Well, this is already a great Jeep, but we're going to make it even better, man. Mike, when we get done, we're going to light up things like New York City at night. It's going to be incredible. Now, to start, just the hood hinges, a couple of T47 Torxes. We took those out. Ready to go, Mike. Your light bar? Super easy, man. Walk us through the installation. I got the whole wire harness right here for you.
Well, what we do, we just set it right back up on the hinges on top of the hood and line them up with the hood hinge bolts that we just took out.
All right.
And we carefully get them started back in.
Now that's the beauty of it. With good engineering, we got it coming right down to the right hinge bolts. Hey, we don't have to drill anything in the Jeep, no modifications whatsoever.
No, it's direct bolt on.
That's perfect. So we're not doing any damage to the Jeep whatsoever. If we want to remove it from Jeep to Jeep, we can do that. Got my little T47 here. You got yours started. I'll give you a little wiggle room.
Yes, sir, trying to. Got little short fingers here going on.
Yeah, fits perfect though. It goes right on the brackets. We're going back and re-securing it back to the hood. Now after we get this tightened down, all we got to do is go underneath the hood. Boy, when we popped the hood, we found a nasty surprise, but actually a surprise that your box here can handle. If you look over here on the positive battery cable, you can see everything's tied into that. Not a good way to do it. Massive voltage drops and corrosion is going to happen. Mike, your box is a better way to go.
Oh, yes, sir, it sure is. All these lights and these other accessories he has on the Jeep, we can move them off that post and bring them over here neatly and add them to this box here matched breakers right here and clean up all this wiring, be safer, cleaner.
Yeah, you're getting protection. Next step we did, we actually took the box and we mounted it right here. Nice location. I mean, you have this bracket right here. Now this bracket can go anywhere you want to, but that kind of worked out good. We had the hood clearance, Mike. I mean, nice installation.
Yes, sir. That's a great spot for a Jeep right there.
Absolutely, got plenty of hood clearance. Then we took off the air cleaner. Once we took off the air cleaner, just to gain access to our breaker panel here, which is really, really nice. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, that's a 100 amp resettable circuit breaker. In case we have an overload or we got a massive short, it'll pop this breaker before we have an overload and have a meltdown of wires. And it's resettable. You just go over here and just flip it back like that. And when it pops, it trips up like that. So hot would be right there in that position right there.
Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and trip it because we're going to go ahead. The last thing, you got this wire here.
Yes, sir.
I'll get it started down here. That'll be our last piece of the puzzle here under the hood. So if you want to run it up there.
Yes, sir.
Once you get that started, I'll go ahead and we'll pick up this other line. See if I can get it tied up there for you. There you go. And get mine started down here. That's running the leg from your box actually to the power supply through that breaker. You got to love that.
Yes, sir. Get it right on here.
There you go. We'll snug up that. Last piece of the puzzle. We'll just take this wire here, plug into the box. Mike, you got to go into there, drill a hole.
Yes, sir. Got to drill a half-inch hole through the firewall.
I'll tell you what, access. I'll feed it down to you.
Yes, sir.
Well, we got our wires tucked through the firewall, the bulkhead, and we're ready to start the installation. Mike, what did you have to do on the inside?
Well, after we pulled the wire through the firewall here, I had a quick connect to hook it up to the controller here. You just plug it in and screw the nut down, and then it's ready to go.
Now you can mount it anywhere?
We can mount this thing anywhere you want. We got plenty of cable still underneath the hood for that. We can mount it anywhere we want. We got this universal bracket, and it's ready to go.
Got a bunch of buttons.
We got buttons here. We got 8 buttons, and you can just pick the ones you want. You can turn them all off. It'll memorize those 3 back on for quick, or you can just manually turn them off like that.
Now the cool part is you actually have the labels here for the buttons, and in this Jeep that's hugely important because you remember all those wires? You got his upper lights, the lower lights, the floods, fans, anything you could want, you can actually tie into that panel, use this button, and it's all labeled.
That's right, because I can't even remember the 2 buttons. So well, it's best to have them labeled.
There you go. Well, we got it all tied in, ready to go. Let's light this thing up like Yankee Stadium.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Bam.
Whoa. One more and you get the inside ones?
Bam.
Bam. We got them all.
Bam.
So the cool part is these are actually floods on the outside and spots, and they're beams. You can move them, man. That's incredible.
Yes, sir. Yep. Get maximum light.
Well, check them out on the web at zombielighting.com. Well, folks, we're out of time for today. We had a great time here at Motorhead Garage, and we sure hope that you did too. If you got a cool product you want to get on, just email Jeff at masterstv.com. We'll see you next week for more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat.